Now I'll be discussing how fuel is treated in SkyTRAACS. Fuel is treated as an inventory item and each aircraft will be treated as an inventory ledger. So whenever fuel is uplifted, it's considered as an inventory purchase, and when the fuel is consumed, it will be accounted as an expense related to the respective flight. The first step in this process is to record the fuel uplift. For this, you can go to back office, inventory and fuel uplift. I have already created a fuel uplift document. For this, here the user can connect the fuel uplift with the station. As you can see, it is connected to the dam station, the aircraft and the flight details. These are the flight details and the quantity of fuel uplifted. So a fuel is here it is done under the assumption that the fuel is uplifted just before the aircraft took flight. So when the aircraft departed at 9:45, the fuel uplift took place at 9 a.m. The rate per unit is defined in the fuel account mapping, where the uplift unit kg, liter or gallons is also defined, and this may change based on the supplier of the fuel and the station. Here you can see the rate per unit and the unit of the fuel uplift. Once the fuel uplift is saved, the supplier account will be credited and the fuel inventory account will be debited. If you check the posting of this particular document, you can see that the supplier account is credited and the aircraft account, which is nothing but the inventory account, is debited. When the fuel is actually consumed, the system will calculate the weighted average price of the consumed fuel and will debit the fuel expense ledger and credit the fuel inventory ledger. Fuel usage can be automatically taken from the journey log. The used fuel is automatically taken from the journey log. Journey log is where we enter the basic details of a flight just before the flight and just after the arrival of the flight. So the fuel details entered here. Here we can enter the fuel details in the journey log, and finally based on the entered data, the used fuel is calculated. Now I'm going to select the flight from the flight list, for which we have already done the uplift. So let me select the period first. So I'm filtering the data based on the period. So this is the flight for which we have already done the uplift. Here you can see the uplifted fuel is automatically taken by the system. Now we can enter the for example, we can enter some dummy value, right? For checking, it was 100, and for ramp it is 90, arrival it was 10. So the used fuel is 242 kg or 80 US gallon, and we can save this data. Now we can directly go to the cost accounting or the expense accounting. And select that particular flight. So I am again giving the filtration data. This is the flight that we have selected. Here if you go to the pending tab, you can see that the fuel expense is listed under a default category. So we can go to the pending tab. There are so many other categories which we have not entered right now. Here you can see under fuel consumption category, the fuel is listed. Whatever used fuel there was in journey log, that is 242.27, is taken here, 242.27, and the weighted average price is listed here. So once you tick and save this data, click on update. Now the fuel consumption is saved. You can check the posting. In the posting, if you go down, you can see that fuel expense account is debited and the inventory account is credited. So this is how fuel is dealt in SkyTRAACS.